Deathless is an improvised cinematic narrative with live production, including music and dialogue. There is no script. This story contains violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and a darkness which may leave you doubting who you are. Proceed at your own risk.
Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Shake, shake, shake me awake. Rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Ache, ache, ache for me, babe. Shout from the depths that you want me to stay. Fight for me, fight for me, fight. I want you to fight for me. I want you to fight for me. Shake me away, rip me from slumber and fight for me. I want you to fight for me, babe. They say stand up for the things you can't stand to lose. Despite what my heart can't feel.
Previously on Deathless, Moog was freed from his prison in the inventory room of Sonny's Magic Shop, thanks to the big gunner energy and at the expense of an unfortunate creature living in a jar named Sugar.
I asked her several times if she wanted to come with us, and she said, I would rather die. But please go on.
It is
This
history
one-sided
now. This
tale.
has all happened. Unfortunately, the store of Sonny's Magic Shop was changed forever, and the rest of us were expelled and banished from ever trading there again. And I'm not sure we know this yet, but all of us are cursed to come back a certain number of years. And Constantine doesn't know this, but I told him he had to roll a D100. So Constantine has to come back every 69 years to this store. Nice. However, the rest of us,
Perfect fucking delivery of that. I'm sorry.
after leaving, we began to make our way towards the crypt to figure this out. But before our journey really began, we came to an impasse. Our friend, Hansel, Gunnar, feeling his feelings for this, seemed to propose ending the life of this friend of ours. Others wanted to keep him in order to use him to help us open the door to get to where we need to go. And we decided to vote. The vote was even, with only one more vote to go. And with that, everyone turned to look at Constantine.
It is a very interesting question, to be sure. May I momentarily ask some follow-up questions?
Yes.
Okay. Did we speak with Hansel about this, and did Hansel express a desire
He said,
either way?
He doesn't want to die, and he doesn't want to be used by us. So he said no to both, but yeah.
I think
Yeah, because you can't fucking shirk this off on the GM. You guys
it's
have
3
to make this
2,
tough
right?
decision.
Yeah, there's 6 of us.
I think it's
There's
3
6
to
of us,
2.
yeah.
2 in favor for killing and 3 in favor for using. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, what?
Well, let's go again right now, right? A fresh count.
Yeah, there's only
Recount.
6 of us.
Yeah,
Let's
let's recount.
Using in what way?
Yeah, we need to fill Constantine in on that.
Well, that's the thing. We don't necessarily know.
We
how
don't
we're
know,
gonna
but-
use them.
yeah,
or how
but-
we can use them.
Well,
We can.
yeah, we learned that it's possible to potentially use him as a link to,
This world.
yeah, like a key in a doorway, to get back to this world. Yeah.
And Gunnar was saying, what kind of life is this that
Yeah.
he has? He has no purpose, and he suggests that they say goodbye to him.
Yeah. Do you, Murgles, want to know who's voting what? Or is it easier for you to not know?
I don't want to know,
Yeah, I
actually.
We
figured-
voted.
I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
You would know because
Constantine
was
would know,
there.
but
Yeah,
Murgles
okay.
might need
Okay.
the different.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I think Murgs needs the cutoff right now, which is why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it is egotistical to say that he can find no purpose in his life, or that his life is less than or meaningless. He says he does not want to die, but he does not want to be used. Perhaps we do not use him, we ask him for help. But I do not think that we should kill him. If he wants to die, he will ask for it. But who's to say? His purpose. We would be just as bad as she was for making him this way, if we took his life from him. Another thing he did not choose. And he is able. We've made him able to communicate. He can walk. He has a spirit of his own. Who are we to take one last thing from him? It may not be the life that you would choose, Gunnar. But it is still a life. I vote we let him live.
Well, there we have it. The deciding vote.
That wasn't one of the options. So I think you guys are still stuck, right? It wasn't let him live and be free. It was use him in a ritual or kill him.
With the potential to live during the ritual.
The potential.
The potential.
That wasn't.
It's
I don't
No,
think that
you're
was
fine.
clear.
Mer-
we
I'm
have
just-
to use
yeah.
him in a ritual
No,
right
no,
now.
No, you don't
Oh,
have
okay.
to do
Not right
anything.
now.
Your RP was perfect. Leave it.
Right,
I'm just
okay.
saying, like, it's not.
Okay.
I was just being a shit. It's fine.
Yes.
You guys
No.
are
No.
good.
I get it.
The purpose of keeping him alive is to use him further for
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
our needs are.
Right. He could find other purposes, is what I'm saying.
We need something to get back here. And he is made of magic, or he was made by magic, so he's a very powerful component to get back here should we need it.
And I'm sure if we treat him kindly, he would be willing to assist us.
I believe he is still being held up, right?
Yeah, I'm still holding him sort of towards the group.
I would like to lean down. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I would just like to lean down and, like, look at him. Like, bring my face to him in your palm. And look at him.
While you were talking, my grip loosened a little on Hansel. I was really like choking him.
Yeah, oh
when
yeah.
I brought him out.
He
but
was
I've
like
kind
trembling.
Of, like,
Oh, goodness.
Kind of loosened my grip a little. I'm still holding in my hand, and you lean down.
Yeah, his very large owl eye is darting around, looking in between everyone, Constantine, and he's been trembling this entire time.
Okay.
I think he does go
Murgles,
still when
who
you
knows
get
who
close.
he is.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say, when you lean in close, I think he'll go still a little bit.
I'll like bring my hand up and kind of like gesture to him with like a finger or something, like hold my hand, I guess is the vibe I'm kind of going for.
Oh, I don't think he understands that. I think he might consider just like crawling onto your hand. Like you're just holding your hand out with your palm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll do that.
I'm not letting him go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I think Gunner's not letting go of him, so.
Okay. And he's not trembling anymore?
I think he stills a little bit. His eyes still pretty wide.
Okay. Do you think that you would be interested in being a friend? I think he hesitates. He's still trembling a little bit when he goes to tap, but he taps 3 times instead of just the 1 yes or 2 no, or whichever way it was. I think you'd need to have like a Ouija board or some way for him to actually spell out anything more complex. And to be fair, you guys literally just talked about using him in a ritual in front of him, so I don't think I think he's just kind of like, I don't know what that means, and this feels like a trick. If I say no, then you'll kill me. So yeah. I straighten up and take a step back. So, where does that leave the vote?
Well, it's tricky because I think he lives.
I think that's more votes for letting him live, but under what circumstances is still foggy. We don't know what the magic will require in order to open the door. He may be a key. He may not be able to help us at all.
This may not be better. However, I do want to point out that maybe using him as a key, we don't have to use the full Hansel. Maybe just a bit. And maybe we can replace it with another bit. Maybe a better bit.
Switching.
Why would we need a key back here at all?
It's kind of fun over here, don't you think? Things don't work quite the same way, yes? I've not been hungry.
As well.
Yes.
Maybe you can come back here. But I do not wish to. In fact, I didn't wish to be here at all. This monster. What I am. My mind was made up for me. I wish nothing more. That I would have died before coming here. death was our only wish. It was taken from me. I didn't get a vote. Or say.
I don't believe any of us did. But I know there is nothing left for me back there. Everything I knew, everything, my entire world is gone. It is dust. There is nothing to go back to. Except perhaps the same people who have done this to us. Perhaps they are here. There are questions I would rather know the answer to, and their answer to them seems to be here.
I am of the same mind. At this point, where I live is inconsequential. I am more interested in finding out who did this to us.
Then why do you even need to know? If where you live is inconsequential, and you're here, and your world is gone, and you are by every metric stronger, better, happier, do you even need to know why someone brought you here? What drive is it to know?
Curiosity. Am I
Curiosity.
continuing to be used as a tool? The reason I killed your sire is I was used? Do you not wish to know why that was done?
Of course I do. But I want to know why she does. And I point at Cora.
It's still unclear if any of the faces Esteban and Gunnar shared belong to the person who did this to us. Ever since hearing about the rumor of the crypt and the bodies of kindred being buried there, a thought has been growing in the back of my mind. A question. I've grown to wonder if the person who is behind what happened to you, the person that brought myself and Stalker into the plot, is my sire. Already there are connections that we're discovering. I don't know how it all works out, but I think we are all connected by the powers that have put us here. And if that's the case, and my sire is included, if he's involved, I wish to find him.
Do you think the people that have done this will just ignore it if you return home as well? He's back to wherever you came from to start over again with no troubles in the world. Well, they will not bother you. They did things to perhaps all of us, definitely to Gunnar. There was a lot of effort over centuries to prepare him for this moment. Do not think they will let this drop because we have gone back. If you wish to kill Hansel or to let him go and live his life away from us, that is fine. But if we have no strong way to get back here, I will not go back. I will stay.
I nod slightly.
Have a meeting tomorrow night I do not wish to miss, with somebody who has seemingly been here for some time. And it's quite interesting to me.
We talk about seeking answers. We don't know if there's anything else Hansel has to share with us. Is he even capable of helping us more? I think the answers we seek, we should continue to search for. And I wonder if that person you met, the person you fought, will have more to tell us.
Oh, most certainly.
Hansel has shown us all he can. Isn't that right, little guy?
Just quivering again, and the eyes darting between everyone. I think your very perceptive vampiric eyeballs would be able to see that he does make a jerking move to maybe leave, but the grip on him remains too tight.
He does not know for what reason he showed us that name. And when given a chance, when we asked for help, he could only feel sorry for himself. This is no life. I will not have it.
Well, hold on. Just a moment. You fearsome warrior, you. Something made him,
Yes, some of Constantine and I have met who made him.
And I assume they are of note. They have a power of some kind, yes?
She does.
Did we piss her off before leaving?
Well,
Not as bad as others.
I like that. That's a good answer. So where's the harm in letting the little one scurry back to its maker? And that way, its maker knows what we're up to, and then maybe they take an interest, and it's a resource we can use at some point.
I like that option even less than the other two options.
Yes, as I was saying it seemed even worse. It sounded
Yes.
better in my head as
No, it was
an ally.
particularly cruel, to be frank.
She,
Did she not care for Hansel?
I think she would prefer other body parts from other people over Hansel at this point.
What does that mean? I look down.
New projects, I suppose.
All right.
My father used to tell me a story long ago. In it, there was a great warrior who took pity upon a small, helpless thing. And the warrior thought to himself, should I kill it? But there was a wise, what's the word? Zauberer, wizard, who was there with him, that said, you do not know yet the purpose of this creature, what he can do, what the fate has in store. Who are you to take the life? He may not be useful to us now. He may be useful to us later, but you cannot anticipate the way in which He marks our story.
If I seem to remember right. Except for Moog, as I do not believe he was here yet. And my grip is starting to tighten on Hansel. That nobody even wanted to keep him in the first place. He was my choice. Is that right?
Well, I mean, that was before I knew he had, a brain and a will and a spirit. He can communicate. He has desires. No? Does he not have desires? Is desire not what leads us to life? The living of it?
Or death, as it were.
Zum Beispiel.
I have no idea what that means.
I know. In any case, I do not think we should kill him.
Then you would cage him?
Why would we need to cage him?
Do you think he will stay with us after this?
Do you think he's
willingly?
faster than any one of us?
So we would cage him. It is the only option. Either we cage him or we kill him. Or we let him go.
Do you all prefer I be pragmatic? I can do
Sure,
that.
why not? Yeah, sure.
People find purpose out of cages all the time. Have we not? And I look at all of us. Though we were caged, do we not yet walk free? To find further purpose? The only thing that stops us is death. Nothing can exist beyond it. There is no opportunity, desire, hope, freedom, joy, misery, suffocation. You can endure almost anything, can you not? And still find something on the other side of it. Death. Is ein Punkt. It's the end of anything useful, beneficial, joyful. We have life and we should live it. Even if he is in a cage for a moment, even if we do not find use for him, we can free him later. It can be a soft cage, a gentle cage, a kind cage, but it is not death taken from him.
You were saying a physical cage is a softer cage than death? That I agree to. I think we are of a split mind right now. I propose we hold on to Hansel and we decide his fate later. Unless, and I look over at Gunnar and kind of study his face. You say you're his keeper. Is your mind made up?
It is. leave. It's any of your decisions to make. But the one who holds its hand is me.
Well, might I suggest if you're going to end his life, you at least do it by his actual name before he goes. It would be the most respectful thing to do, don't you think?
He has no fucking mouth, so he can't do anything, but his eye goes a little bit wider and darts to Esteban and then back to anyone else who was in that bathroom that knows what he asked. And there's just like a little bit of mild panic, and maybe we start to see the eye slowly go towards Constantine, but then not. Because it doesn't want to make eye contact with Constantine.
Whatever this thing was, it's all been taken from him already.
Well, then allow me to be nice and say goodbye. Buenas noches, Kyle. I'm sorry this has happened to you. Good luck wherever you wind up.
I need to roll for my memory on this because it's been...
Well, it's been a day in game.
It's been a day.
But also,
game.
you didn't really care.
It's been a day.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's been 2 days, but it's also been 2 days of crazy. But I don't think you... I think you had said before that you just gave two shits and you forgot about him, basically, once you left the shop. So yeah, I totally get why you want to roll.
I wouldn't have been thinking about him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just like maybe I don't immediately remember, but I'm able to read what Esteban is doing, because Esteban's clearly doing something deliberate.
Yeah.
So mind is probably...
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty?
I don't know, 50-50, I'd say.
50-50?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's leave it up to chance.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
That's a 27 for those listening. So yeah, I think Constantine makes the connection immediately.
I look to Esteban. And then to Kyle. Was hast du gesagt?
This is the young man from the strange bookstore. I do not know how he wound up where he did, but this is the end result.
Squeezing harder.
Let him go. I'm starting to look a bit wildly now at between Gunnar and Esteban. And when were you going to tell me?
Well, if he continued to be here, perhaps never, to save you the trouble, but I figured before he goes. There was no time that seemed appropriate. But there is no time left now, it seems.
Start lowering my hand towards my coat.
You're trying to put him back in your coat?
More so just take him away from the crowd.
Yeah, he's struggling against you, but obviously he's no match for you.
He is like this because of us. Because of me. Is that what you are saying?
No, he is like this because of Ophidia. That is it. Do not do this to him.
Oh
I will
god.
see you all back at the apartment.
We are going to the crypt. If you wish to go back to where we came from, you should come along. Do your dirty work and then let's move.
Wow, Esteban. What the
We have wasted enough time.
I'll see you there. And I'd like to turn and start walking away.
Oh, yeah. We're going to stay with the group for a hot minute, and then we'll switch back to Gunnar here. What do y'all do as he walks away?
How long have you known?
Was that last night?
Yeah, I
so,
think
yeah,
so.
'cause,
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't
Since
that
last
long.
night. He did not want us to tell you.
Huh.
But apparently what he wants does not matter anymore.
To the crypt. Let us go.
Which of you are going back? Because I am not. I will not be trapped there again.
I'll be going back. For sure.
I will not miss this meeting tomorrow. It felt like we were in this store for all of an hour, and now we are close, much closer to the sunrise than when we had entered.
Staying back alone would be dangerous.
I will stay with him.
I look surprised. Are you sure?
No. But he's right. You cannot be alone here. And I know who we fought before. And I'm not hungry here. Yet. And I look at Cora. She needs us anyway. She will come back.
Come back from where?
If you go there, you will come back. We are a puzzle. Pieces scattered across. You need each of us, no?
I do not know what is required to get into the crypt, but I'm now recalling from our conversation in the apartment that the moment that we came here seemed to have been when we left the crypt. What if we go there and are able to get inside? By doing so, we travel again. If we do not go all together, we run the risk of being separated across time and space.
Well, that didn't really stop our enemies.
No. I think they are the ones who can find us no matter where we go. We're marked at this point.
Right. And you, the cleverest of us all. You will have to find us again also. When you find out everything that you can know over there, there will still yet be answers to questions that you have earned back home. Answers I'm sure you can only find here. And if anyone can do it, I know it's you, Schatz. If Esteban is certain he will not go over, then yes, Moog is correct. Someone should stay with him.
I'm very flattered. I'm sure I could manage on my own.
Oh. Entschuldigung.
I would appreciate
I did not
the
mean to
company.
impose. Oh.
No, just my pride requires me to say such things. I'm more than happy for the company.
Oh, I didn't mean you wouldn't be able to. It's just, you know.
Right, it is safer, for sure.
Right. We will still be needed, is what I'm saying, Cora. We will still be wanted and needed. If you go over there, we will still be bound. Together. You get answers. You get questions. You come back.
If what you're suggesting is that I go alone or with part of the group to try to enter the crypt, I can do this. I may have received some information from the shop to help in this. But as we're discussing with Hansel, I don't know what it will require to find a door and to create one. I can certainly try, though, and let you know.
So, how about this?
Oh, sorry. Just so that I understand what's happening here. Are we talking about everyone going to the crypt and then some of you are just staying here in this reality, but everyone's going to go to the crypt to try to help get them over there? Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was confused.
Oh, it sounded like Esteban and Constantine were going to stay in town. And
No,
wait for
yeah,
them.
yeah.
all
That's
gonna
why
go
I was
over
just
there.
double checking. Yeah. Okay. So I think everyone's going to the crypt to help you guys get
And
to.
then,
Yes.
Then they've
we could have
chosen
had
to
this
stay.
conversation there
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
But
yeah.
okay.
But they're
Okay.
just saying in advance. I, personally, I would appreciate a heads up before doing all that work in the crypt, and then you guys are all of a sudden like, I'm not going.
Yep. But also the point that I made was if we go into the crypt, then there's no guarantee that we're not going to be
Yeah.
able to get back here anymore, which means we'll miss our meeting.
It's a decision to make
Yeah,
when the door
I mean-
is open, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Also,
when the-
I'm not worried, okay? Cora can figure it out. I have complete faith in Cora. This is a no-brainer. You see, I think I'm one of the only people that have seen what the fuck Cora is capable of at this point. Maybe not the only one, but like, I saw her suck the life out of
Moog
an
has
entire
seen-
being.
Yeah, I think Moog seen
Yeah.
some
Oh,
shit
yeah.
too. So yeah.
Yeah. So, if these guys plan on actually finding who we're after, it will inevitably bring them back here. Like, there's a reason why we were sent here in the first place. So, there's just no way, in my mind. Hold on. In my mind, there's just absolutely no way that you would not be able to find your way back here. If you wanted to, you can. So, I walk up and I like put my hands on your little shoulders because I'm considerably taller than you.
was
like so tall.
the
hair
that
flip.
got me.
And I just, look at you. So, we'll help you open the door. You go over there. Figure some stuff out. We'll try and do our best over here. And we'll see you what? Before sunrise tomorrow? Sunset tomorrow?
If it works that... If it is that straightforward.
Oh, come now.
We've
Have some faith in yourself, girl.
We struggled to make definite plans since coming here. We've seemed to have been reacting at the whims of this world. But we can try.
Right. Magic. Just do a little bit of magic. And I pat your shoulder. So.
Shall we?
Los gates.
And with that, the 5 of them wander off towards the crypt unless anybody else is not doing that.
I'm going with them, but as everyone walks away, I'm sure Stalker's going to make sure that I walk with him, but I'm looking in the window of the shop at my own reflection. And I want to see what it looks like.
Go ahead and make a roll for me.
Yes. What would the difficulty be?
Tell me what you're looking for.
I want to see if I look like myself or if I look like a proxy, the clay figure, cosplaying as a Moog.
So would you say you're looking for the truth or your worst fear?
Oh. I wasn't confident they were that different, to be honest with you. I am looking for the truth.
Well, that's, I guess, why I am trying to clarify. Like, when you're looking, is it out of fear of what you'll see, or is it you need to know the truth? Like, what's that predominant feeling as you turn to look over your shoulder?
It's out of fear because there's not much of a difference right now in Moog's mind between Moog and Hansel.
Yeah.
And with Gunnar being the way he is, there's definitely fear laced in it.
Yep. Okay. Difficulty 40, please.
A 48.
I think when you turn to look at the shop's window, you see a strange, distorted, featureless clay face that looks back at you.
Is it clothed or is it just like a clay man?
Oh yeah, it's wearing your clothes. It's just your face that's kind of like, blurry and unrecognizable and featureless. Like, you can see where shadows fall where they should, under your eye, on the, shaded side of your nose, things like that. But it does look made out of clay for a moment.
I raise my hand and it mirrors my movement. And stare at it for a moment before it fades. And I look off in the direction of Gunnar, where he walked. I pause. And I wonder who's connected to him. And I make a note to remember this feeling that I have. And then I fix the lapel of my jacket, take a deep breath, and I run to catch up to Cora.
All right. Stalker, I assume you are joining them? Yep, okay. We are going to switch scenes to Gunnar, however. Where are you going?
I'm walking. No particular direction. By now I have put Hansel into my coat pocket, not under my coat, where I usually keep him, and I'm still holding on to him tight.
I was just going to say, how are you keeping him from running? Okay.
I'm still holding on to him. I think I'm walking. Don't know where. But I look up and something catches my eye in a shop window. It's a t-shirt with 3 golden triangles that connect. This place would be a 24-hour arcade where there's a crowd inside. I stare at that t-shirt. I want to walk in.
Go for it.
I walk into this arcade and there are crowds around different games. People happy. It smells like cigarettes and pizza.
Oh, hey
am
there.
still-
How can I help you? You wanna you wanna roll or? He holds up a roll of quarters.
What is that? No.
Okay, you brought your own. All right, no worries.
That clothing. It's Valknut.
What?
No.
They completely
Pointing
look
up
you
at the
dumbfounded.
Triforce.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. From Zelda. You want it? You want to buy one?
What is this? Zelda?
Oh, you haven't played Zelda yet? Quick question. I don't think they had an arcade version of this, and
No,
did they?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Arcade version,
yeah,
no, but
so
it'd
they'd
be
have
like
to
game
have
merchandise,
maybe. But they'd probably
Mm-hmm.
sell those at the time. I know that some of those games had like demo arcade versions to get people to buy the regular console version. But yeah, okay, so he will probably, and what we're looking at, by the way, is this like wiry, excitable. He's got, large glasses. I want to say like moppy blonde hair. He's got some freckles, braces. I love this guy already. I have no idea what his name is. Chat, you go ahead and name him. But he very excitedly pulls out Zelda, which I think A Link to the Past was out. And then there was one other one already out, right? From 88? Anyone know?
At that time,
There were three out. Okay,
games.
so he pulls out all 3 of them. Okay.
If not 4, yeah.
All right. Yep. He pulls out all 3 of these games. And then he also pulls out, which some of you young listeners and or viewers will have no idea what this is. He pulls out a game guide as well and like sets it down and just like pushes it forward. And his name is Chuck, because that's the most recent one I see here in the chat. His name is Chuck, and he's got a little name tag on it that says, Chuck asked me for a roll or some shit like that. And he just goes, I don't know if I want to tell you too much about it, because it's something that transcends language. And I think you should really just play it start to finish. All 3 of them. You play this one first. Actually, you know what? My play order might be a little bit different. Maybe play this one first, and he points to Link to the Past, and then maybe this one, and then go back and play that one. It's the Chuck order. And tell you what, if you want to get all of these, I'll just throw in the shirt. Because why not? I don't think my boss will care.
This whole time I'm looking at him like tilted head, like, what are you saying, boy? Who is this? And I'll point to the princess on one of the games.
Oh, that's the princess. You have to save her.
This is not Valknut.
No. That's Zelda.
I'll just take the shirt.
I think there is a look of absolute devastation that crosses his face. Okay. I mean, I don't know why. And then we're going to immediately go into gatekeeping. I don't know why you would want a shirt if you haven't played the games, or what the point of that would be. But okay, sure. Yeah. We'll get you the shirt down. It's fine. What size are you anyway? Large? Extra large? He's looking at your muscles now. Like, okay, I'm just gonna...
I think I begin to, work off my coat. And I'm like, keep in mind, my undershirt is still absolutely disgusting.
Oh.
With blood.
Oh.
And bile.
Oh.
And I'm, working off my jacket.
Oh. 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 And
I'm...
Mm-hmm.
keeping Hansel secure in my hand.
Can I see Hansel or no? Are you going out of your way to?
No,
okay,
he's in my jacket pocket.
But I can see all the guts and stuff on.
You can see blood-stained shirt. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to decide if I think you're a junkie or if I think something else. I think I'm gonna go with a junkie, and now I just want you out of the shop. So I'm gonna take the shirt down in what size that I think you need. I'm going to set it on the counter and I'm going to be like, you know what, man? Don't worry about it.
I'll drop my coat. And I have Hansel in my hand, but he might be covering my hand. So it'd be like, what the fuck happened to your hand? But, I drop this coat and then I pull off my other undershirt.
Okay. And you're just getting undressed right here in front of the counter.
I'm just doing it right here.
Yep. All right. Well, I think I'm too afraid to say anything. So I just stand there nervously like I don't believe this is happening right now. And maybe
do you have a bathroom?
Yeah, right over there. Here's the key. And he just slides it across the table. I'm not supposed to give. You're not supposed to. I'm not supposed to give that to just anybody. It's really for staff only. So if you could just not tell my boss. Oh, take as long as you want, though, man. I'm not going to rush you.
I grab this key with my right arm, which is also my bloody and bandaged arm from the shop.
Yeah.
And I just snatch it from him.
Okay. Just don't shoot up in there, okay? Please.
Work my coat on again. And I make my way to the bathroom. I use the key to get in. And it's a very dimly lit, smelly and gross bathroom.
Yeah.
I believe with just one toilet and a sink and a mirror.
Yep, absolutely. And we, the audience, see a phone being picked up and a number being dialed. In the bathroom.
I take out Hansel.
I'm sorry. Did the lyrics of the song just say, you must be a hero as you're pulling out this thing you're about to kill? Okay, cool. Cool. This show is fucking haunted. Please continue.
Think I'll bring him up to my face. Is there any reason to keep living? Little guy.
He doesn't tap. He doesn't do anything. I think he's just looking at you.
I frown. And I want to raise him up, sort of above my head, where I'm looking at him. I think as I do, I see a sword lodged into my heart. I stare up at the man wielding it. Don't even know who you are. But you have done me this great favor, my friend. Look down at the blade again. Surely, this is it. What I've been waiting for? And I'm holding Hansel, still looking. I start to bring him closer to my face. I open my mouth wide. With me, part of me, forever. I stick out my tongue and I start to shove him into my mouth, and his little fingers are clawing at my lips as I push him in, and I start devouring him until I eat him whole. I swallow every last bit of our little friend Hansel. So long. Fallen warrior.
Roll me
I'll
a
reach for the
D100.
doorknob.
Yeah, roll me a D100 first.
Sure.
And then I need you to roll me a 1d4. Difficulty for the D100 is going to be 40.
Oh, I already rolled. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. That's okay. I needed you to make a couple of rolls. So just go ahead and roll another one now with the difficulty of the 40. And then
Okay,
roll
would
me
that
a...
be body?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. And
78.
then...
First one is 85.
Yep. And then roll me a 1d4, which is just the /R space 1d4 all together.
3.
Okay, and then I need 2 more body rolls, please. Well, actually, 1 body and then 1 mind. Difficulty 40 for both of them. And you're looking in the mirror
Okay.
while you do this, right? And you were reliving a memory of your own, right? Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I was following that correctly.
So body roll.
Yep, difficulty 40. 93. Holy
93.
shit, dude. Okay, and then the...
I deserve this.
Yeah.
I deserve this.
By the way, this was fucking nuts. I loved this. It was painful, but it's good storytelling. So, okay.
He's going to shapeshift into a hand.
We're going to find out what's going to happen.
Giant hands roll.
Mind roll is 74.
74.
Okay. So these are just straight fails back to back. Here's what I think is going to happen. So the first thing I need to ask you is, were you ever in a battle in which you were actually afraid that you weren't going to win? You were afraid for your life. And then you ended up fighting like an animal for it. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay. Second question I have then. Well, as you're looking in the mirror and you eat Hansel/Kyle whole, your body begins to react first, I think. Your skin will feel warm and hot and like it is suddenly ablaze. But when you look down or as you're looking in the mirror, you don't see anything actually happening to your skin's not even red. But you feel this kind of burning sensation that travels along your skin. And then you're going to remember that moment where you thought that you were actually afraid for your life, and then you fought very hard to keep that. And while you're remembering that, you're going to get flashes of something that feels like your memory but isn't your memory. It's like a dark alleyway. You'll hear footsteps, a little bit of maybe dripping water like it had rained recently, and then you're going to hear a voice that you recognize, but you don't recognize it. It's the sensation of recognizing this person's voice and being excited and slightly fearful, but this isn't, Gunnar, this isn't actually your memory. This is coming from somewhere, but you're not sure exactly where. And there is a moment where you are standing there looking at this other individual and they're speaking to you and you can't understand what they're saying. That part of the memory is distorted. But there is a moment of wondering what's going to happen next, being excited and also being a little bit afraid before this individual like lunges at you, and is trying to kill you. And then you end up fighting like an animal for your life. And so I'd like for you to go ahead and describe your actual memory, and then just know that as that is happening, this other memory that doesn't belong to you is tangling up in that. And if there are similarities, then that's probably where they bleed over. Like if Gunnar, remembers reaching desperately for a blade or something like that, then that's where these memories cross over. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think I'd remember this battle that I sort of described already.
Yeah.
Or at least the ending. And it's a different sort of battle than I'm used to. I have not been feeling right. Fighting like I used to. Knowing all of what I've brought to her. And maybe I bit off a little more than I could chew. She likes them still alive. I get overpowered. Tired. When I fall to the floor, finally.
This is where your memories will the memories will bleed together, and you feel for some reason like the person that is coming at you here is bigger than you. which I think would strike Gunnar as strange because I can't imagine that happens to you very often, and smashes your head into the brick wall, and then you both go down to the ground. You're in an alleyway. And then your memory returns and takes over.
Think it would just be like if I were looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
And being dragged.
Okay, you are looking up at a sky in a memory you remember, and you are being dragged, and also at the same time you can hear and feel yourself scrambling around on this floor for a knife that cut you open. And you grab onto that knife and you hold onto it very tightly, and then you come up and you stab the person on top of you that is trying to choke you to death. And where does your memory go from here?
Believe like it would bleed like I'm going to stab them, but
yeah.
I look up and they're like looking down at me. And there's red hair in my face. I know where I'm going.
Is this where your memory ends, being dragged and knowing where you're going in that like pit in your stomach of just knowing what's going to happen? Okay. Then that part of the reliving that memory for you ends. You're being dragged. You feel the sensation of being dragged. It switches over to this other memory that isn't yours. The hair in your face is red, but it's strawberry blonde. It's like a red blonde that's now in your face, and it's kind of like your own. And you pull it kind of back. Your hands are covered in blood. You are now like straddling the body of this individual that, came at you, and you've killed them. And then you know that someone is watching you in this moment, and you turn and look, and you kind of see yourself. And by yourself, I mean you. You are in someone else in this moment while they are living this moment, and they are aware of you. Does that make sense? So you're like in their body right now while they're kind of experiencing this, but then they're aware of you, and they turn and they look, and they somehow see you, and you see yourself as this is happening. And then there is a moment then where you are ejected out of both of these memories. Your hands are shaking due to the magic, not necessarily the fear. Your body is just overloading with this right now. You just experienced a memory of Ophidya's as you are consuming some of her power. And the 1d4 that you rolled is one of her abilities that you're going to kind of not necessarily gain, but you're going to gain this avenue of power that was previously closed off to you. It is a power of negation when it comes to other people using magic around you. And that is all I can give you right now. You will have to try to purposely make attempts to learn this magic and or go out of your way to find information and or magic and or rituals that will strengthen this ability that you have unlocked to progress that. But you're also going to, for lack of a better term, you're going to level up because you did consume something that had great magic imbued into it. And I assume you consumed it with a very specific intention. And so therefore you are going to see benefit from that. You can remove your curse.
Bittersweet, very bittersweet.
Yeah. You can remove your curse for hungering for flesh, or you can increase it. That is entirely up to you. But you did roll a 3, and that's the only way you would have been able to negate this curse, is using her magic in which to do so. Otherwise, there are other ways in which her negation magic will come into play here for you. But you did You freed him, by the way, also. He was not able to ask for death.
Wow, okay. Is this, that I can negate this, this curse or this hunger for flesh? Can I... Like, how...
So...
If I choose not to do that, how do I go about that in the future?
Go about what in the future? Hungering for flesh?
Like if there's something else I need or I want to negate. Is that, am
you
I
don't have
understanding
any,
that correctly?
Yeah, yes, you are understanding it
no
correctly,
idea.
but you don't, you have no control over it right now. So you'll have to purposely seek out how to enrich this magic. Because basically you like consumed some of her power. You consumed something, but it wasn't necessarily something that was like a huge ritual item for her, you know, honestly. And I think you get this because you've literally ingested the creature. You rolled poorly enough that you could have multiple kind of, you know, memories come through here where it's like, Kyle walked into Ophidio's bar and he was asking questions, very simple questions, but I think he was either asking about VTM or he mentioned seeing some strange people or something like that. Maybe he mentioned it to somebody else and that person led them to Ophidio's bar, and then Ophidia just fucking turned him into this creature so that he wouldn't be asking around and looking around. She had no intention to use him. She didn't set him up to be a spy or anything like that. She was just cruel and did this to him and then set him loose. So I think you get some of that when you consume him, but you are consuming something that she made. Yeah. So you are consuming some of her power.
I think it would negate the hunger for flesh because first of all, like that's just not me, guys. I don't eat people, but or like at least hunger for flesh in that way, but also like it's like I feel like that would just it makes sense because you did that horrible thing also with the tongue. It's like, okay, I'm done with this.
I don't want to do this anymore. But also have this
kind of like,
So okay.
I think that would make sense.
Well, so then we'll go ahead and negate that. You will no longer have that like hunger for flesh. And you do know that there is something. You Gunnar, know you have consumed something that was imbued with magic from Ophidia, and there is a little bit of her magic in you now that you could grow, and or it's like a tiny muscle. If you were to grow it, it would get stronger. And it is not innate to you. But you have learned that is one way you can gain power, is by consuming the power of others. So. She is acutely aware that you have done this also, by the way. And I think you know that too, because if that wasn't clear, her looking at you in that memory, even though it's through time, that's from her past, but a link to the past. Hey.
Episode title.
Yep.
I think like that sensation would just kind of like shock me into the corner of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I like have one hand on the doorknob that I grab right before I like look at the mirror again before I leave. I got blood like all on my face, and luckily this new awesome t-shirt I just muscled out of poor Chuck.
Yeah, poor Chuck. You can hear Chuck, by the way. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's in the bathroom. You know, he's in the I don't know what he's doing. He's in the bathroom. But you just hear him on the phone with somebody. Yeah.
My chest is burning.
Oh. You know exactly who he's on the phone with. He's on the phone with the police. I forgot. You're one of the vampires that I can tell exactly what's happening.
I'm like trying to scramble up to my feet again. I get a good footing and I exit through the door. I'm kind of like hunched over, like grabbing at my chest. And I'm walking towards the door.
And Chuck is holding the phone. His hand is shaking. He is looking at you wide-eyed because you walked in there with a gross shirt, but you didn't have blood all over your face. And so
I have blood all over my face.
Yeah, I think he goes white as a sheet. He is too stunned to say anything. You can vaguely hear the 911 operator on the phone being like, "Sir, are you there? Sir, are you there?"
I pass by him. Thank you. I make towards the door.
Okay.
And then I'd be trying to get to the crypt as soon as I possibly could.
Okay. If you guys are okay with it, I'll have you at because you weren't far.
Mm-hmm.
I can just have you at the cemetery now as Gunnar walks up. Okay.
Also,
I mean, that was fucking crazy.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's going to show up. And I normally wouldn't say anything, about like, oh, you kind of saved him. By the way, he was fucked up and cursed and wasn't able to actually purposely tell you anything. But I felt like chat would be very sad, and I felt like you guys would be very sad. So I will give you some consolation that Ophidia is evil as fuck. And that was an incredibly cruel thing to do. She had no intention.
I was okay with it.
He wasn't spying on you, but she would use him in some horrific way at some point, probably if she came across him again. So, do with
Also,
that information what you will. But
he's in there with an arm that has no skin too.
Yeah. He just looked super
hilarious.
fucked, dude, and he
Just like
yeah.
when I rip off my shirt, I'm like tattooed all over. I have half of my arm skin missing.
Yeah.
I reached out and grabbed that key with like the fucked up arm too after he had like worked his coat off.
Yeah.
There's a big smear on the counter. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just like, oh man. And also like I never, like when you came in and I'm thinking like, what does he look like? Okay, what am I thinking? I don't know, vampires and shit are real. You're either drunk, so drunk and you just got into a car accident, or you're on drugs and you don't understand that you've been injured as badly as you've been injured. Either way, not a good situation, gotta call the cops. Like there's no way, man. It would have gone down in Tablestory history as one of the questions always asked. Yeah, and I just don't want to do that because everyone's going to be sitting there going, God, I wonder what happened with Kyle. And I don't want anyone feeling weird about that. Anyway, go ahead. He arrives, by the way. He's in a new shirt. His mouth is covered in blood. Let's go.
I've been trying to wipe my mouth on the way there, so I'm like doing a
so maybe it's just
pretty crappy job probably, but it's like smudges probably on my hands. And yeah, I'm kind of like fucked up looking, like I'm like stumbling, kind of like hunched over. And I arrived to wherever we are.
I probably
Alles
don't.
good there, darling? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm probably more paying attention to the graveyard, getting like a lay of the land, see if there's any changes, etc. While you guys see him come up.
You roll me a D100 with your mind stat, difficulty 40.
Okay.
Oh no.
Excuse me?
The dice
A
don't
99?
lie. 99. But here's what I'm wondering. Because remember, failure doesn't mean you don't succeed at the thing. It just means it comes at a great cost. So I'm now wondering if you just see both right now in this moment. Where you look at the because here's why I suggest that. You were the caretaker. You know this graveyard in and out, right? You would look at the gravestones and you would be able to go, nope, I can recall exactly which grave that was and what the differences are. What exactly are you looking for? Because I know you said you were looking for differences, but are you looking for a difference that might go, wait a second? Or is there something specific that you're looking for?
Yeah, so last time we came here, I noted that my wards were gone.
Yep.
The magic wasn't in the graveyard anymore. I think you said there was like some magic, but it was unfamiliar to me and it was like faint.
Yes.
There were animals and the gravestones were different.
Yes.
And the crypt opening was gone. It was just covered in vines.
Yep.
So I guess I'm just seeing like, has anything changed again since then?
No. But I'm going to say you are walking around superimposed right now, and it might fuck you up a little bit, but you can see both places right now. You can see where you came from, and any variations, you can distinguish them. So if you were to go over to that crypt door right now, you would see the vines, but you would also see an entryway and an offering.
Like superimposed.
Yeah. And
okay.
that may fuck you up a little bit. However, because this is a 99, we're going to have to think of a way where, this kind of negatively impacts you or the party in some way. I just don't really see a way that is applicable right in this moment. So I'm going to trust that narratively, when that moment comes, we'll both recognize it. But it does have to happen at some point in this scene. So we'll figure it out as we go.
Would I have noticed this when I crossed a boundary somewhere?
The superimposed, you mean?
Like when I started seeing both at the same time, was it from a distance down the road, or did it hit me when
you
passed
chose
onto the...
to look?
Okay.
It's when you made the decision to look.
Okay.
Because it comes from you and your power.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea for that 99. Comes from your ability, though.
Okay.
Maybe you have angered some things that still exist here, or they are all aware in both places. They are aware of your presence. Spirits, I would imagine, or wraiths even.
Because the land was disturbed when we opened the crypts?
I think just that they are acknowledging your presence because of the 99. They know you're there. Do they always know that you're there? That's a question I have for you, because I think on your VTM sheet, you can see them, but they can't see you right now, right?
I don't remember what the VTM sheet was, but I can interact with them because of my clan. I can call on them and basically have like ghost magic.
I got it.
But yeah.
I got it. It's an offer though, so you can say no. Because it depends on how you want to play. But it's a 99, so I have to think of like the most ultimate failure. People have been like knocked out, nearly died because of this. I think we're going to unlock a new ability on your sheet, but they won't stop talking to you.
Oh,
so
shit.
it is basically, you've got, if there are ghosts or spirits or wraiths around, they want to talk to you. They want to get your attention. So yeah, you can say no to that because it's basically like having a solicitor nonstop 24/7, but there are ways around blocking that. Like you could get, a talisman that would ward them off or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be, it's kind of like you rolled an 11 and unlocked an ability, but we're going to go with the 99 and it's negative.
No, I'm good with that because it kind of like, It increases the situation that I have with Ishna.
Yes. And also,
more voices.
Yeah. It increases that, but also it's like, it's an ability from VTM that is now crossing over because you're superimposed. And to me, and now it's escalated here. So to me, the metaphor just makes sense that suddenly now they are aware of you here in this space. And they want to get your attention and talk to you. But, as of right now, that's not happening. You don't see anything around you. But basically, we've just unlocked this kind of like, not a curse, but ability that you can use. But it's taxing probably to hear voices all the time. Okay, cool. Take it away, guys. Sorry.
I want to walk up to where the door where we thought we came out of and clear the vines out.
Okay.
So is it just a rock face or?
Yep. There's nothing visible on it. If I remember, that's what we talked about last time too. It was just vines and a stone wall.
Here we are again.
Yes, charming.
Some of us for the first time.
Maybe some of us for the last time.
I stand behind Cora, putting her in between us.
After taking in the superimposed nature of what I'm seeing, I think them talking about the door would bring my attention over to it. And so I would come over to it and like start reaching my hand out to where I see the door that's open, but then my hands probably hit stone. Do they touch anything?
Yes, you touch stone. The door in VTM world isn't open, but it does have those runes on it. Like it closed itself again, but it is the one you recognize as being able to open. It's got those same symbols on it from before where you would need to kind of like pick one and then leave an appropriate offering.
Then I don't reach out to go through the door, but I reach out to touch the symbols.
Yep. it lights up. Whichever one you touch lights up. But only there. Nobody else sees you touch anything except Stonewall.
Oh my god. Okay. So I'm actually interacting with both sides?
It would appear that way, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. I would want to try to make offerings again. 3 offerings.
Okay.
Try to open it.
So if you recall, the offering was related to what symbol you touched on. So I'm just going to say you can have picked any symbol that you would have reached out and touched and place an appropriate offering down. And there were, I believe there were 6 symbols for you to choose from. I'll go pull those back up in my notes. It's all the way back in the prologue for those like, what the fuck are they talking about? We did 10 prologue episodes that are available in podcast form. And I think PB's inspired from yesterday. Nope, did this like 9 months ago, but appreciate you. So yeah, you can, 8, wasn't it? I'll go look up in just a second. But essentially, for those who didn't listen to the prologue podcast episodes, there are 8 there are a certain number of symbols on this door, and they each mean something to Cora. And then Cora put down an appropriate offering that related to that symbol and then was granted entrance. She also then turned and had Stalker do the same so that he would be allowed entrance as well.
Acorn found them in the notes.
Nice,
in the
perfect,
Discord, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, cool. And we'll put that in the public Discord as well, so those of you who haven't seen it can take a look. But yeah, the first symbol on the left is of what looks like a ritualistic knife. The symbol on the right, immediately to the right of the knife symbol, is 4 circles surrounded by another circle, and 2 lines connect each one, making a square. The symbol underneath that, and I realize now that I don't want to accidentally influence anyone's interpretation of these symbols. Somebody else start describing these out loud.
It looks like a stick figure that is sitting down. So instead of the legs sticking out as if it's standing, they're kind of like bent in a sitting position. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it has an upside down crescent moon across its head, almost like a crown.
Or horns.
Or horns.
The next one after that.
Yep,
I do. Pick me, please.
Yep, go for it.
It is a Casey Jones hockey mask with a smirk on it.
Also kind of like a luchador.
Yeah, I was going to say
luchador mask.
Rey Mysterio, yeah.
Or, a magical ritual mask. It's fine. I get it. Cool, guys. Luchador's fine. Okay, who wants to take the next one?
Magical things in a wrestling ring.
I'll take the next one. Mm-hmm. Right below the luchador mask is a circle with a rune inside, and the rune looks like you take those 2 arrows and then overlay them together.
I'll volunteer to do the next one.
Okay.
It's a circle with 2 lines that cross each other. Like that.
Like that doesn't help our podcast listeners, so cross. Just a perfect
cross.
Yeah.
2 lines that cross each other in the middle from one side to the other.
Or
It's
if you
like
were
a
to turn it
bullseye.
slightly.
Diameters.
Yeah, bullseye works. Crosshair works.
Crosshair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I haven't used one of those in so long. I don't know what they are.
I don't know what they're like anymore. Who wants to take the next one? The next one's tough.
Jesus.
I will interpret that the next one is actually the one directly underneath the crosshairs.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Which is an infinity
Nice.
symbol
Yeah.
Yep.
surrounded by 2 circles. And Zams, if you could do the last one, that'd be great.
It's in the Discord,
yeah.
by the way. I put it in the Tablestory Discord.
No, I'm looking at it right now. It's not helping.
I will also put it up on the screen for those who are not in the Discord. But please
Let's
go
do
ahead.
it together.
We got this, guys.
Chat.
Yep. Okay.
I would say it's like if you were looking at 4 platforms from a bird's eye view, and they sort of all have bridges that lead to another platform in the middle. That's how I'm looking at it. No other way to describe it.
4 rakes. Or forks.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna say
also, I
forks.
see rakes
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
brush
Yeah, I
it
see
like a push
forks.
brooms. Yeah.
Yeah, so a
Sticking
circle in the
out.
middle with like 4 forks coming out of it,
Yeah,
sort of in a
utensil
northwest,
forks, yeah.
southeast
With 3
kind of
prongs, yeah.
positioning.
Almost like a wheat.
I just realized what this is, I think.
Yeah. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
A
Which
fancy
Marvel
cross.
Rivals
That's a good one.
character is this crosser?
It's Spider-Man.
So for those watching, can now see it up on the screen.
Wait, is
where-
the luchador mask Spider-Man? It's not.
It's all Spider-Man.
That looks very, from far away when it's small, it really is the empty space that stands out more on that
Yeah,
one, too.
yeah, it's like an X.
really
kind
cool.
of like makes an X shape. Mm-hmm. If anybody has a better description, please feel free to
No, I think you got it.
step in.
Alright,
Okay.
that's good.
I think you did great, buddy.
Good interpretation that the infinity symbol was right below the one we were talking about. That was a good move. It's a great move.
Luchador pop
So-
face.
Wow. Okay. Now that we talked about the symbols, then I'm gonna be reaching out to try to touch them. You're saying, PB, I don't feel anything, but I see.
No, you do. Yep.
It
you
light
do.
up?
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Okay. Then, if I'm surrounded by the rest of the group, I'll say I don't know what's changed about the cemetery, but I can see the door. It's exactly how I left it, and I like kind of drag my hand across the stone to like feel both at the same time. It's like I'm seeing both worlds at the same time. On one side, it's the blank stone, but on the other, I can see the symbols that were there the last time.
What did I tell you all? Clever,
Well,
clever girl.
You told us many things.
Oh, shots a line. I meant about her being the cleverest one here.
This doesn't mean we're in yet, though. The way to get inside is to make an offering or a sacrifice. And I think in order to grant us all safe passage, all of us will have to sacrifice something.
Well, what did you sacrifice the first time around?
My boots.
Some hair.
Oh, so we're not talking about like big sacrifice or anything like that.
We'll find out. The magic will tell us if it's enough.
I'm so sorry. Is that expression for me, Greg? Yeah. You guys remember when he was like, I think I just realized what we're looking at here? He just sent it to me in DM and I was like, yeah, he got it. He got it. He figured it out. He figured it out. Good job, Greg.
That one specific symbol?
Now who's the most cleverest girl in the room?
I hope
Greg is.
I hope Mook
Well, Greg
will
is,
know.
but
And now you know why I didn't want to describe it, because I was worried that if I used a certain language, it would give it away. Anyway, go ahead.
Let's assume that I quickly describe these symbols to the group the way we just did.
Yeah.
So everyone
That's
should be on the
perfect.
same page. Okay. For what they look like. I believe if it works the same as last time, we'll have to make 3 sacrifices to enter.
all right. It's easy. Some blood, some hair. Stalker's boots. Nochmal. Moog sunglasses. I could use those, by the way. Do you need them?
Sure. For the look.
See, it's just that ever since we left the place, the shop, everything seems quite bright.
Does it?
Yeah. So, blood?
Constantine calling attention to Moog's glasses does make me kind of tilt my head in consideration. And I walk up to him and note, I guess sunglasses could be seen as a form of a mask in a way.
Sure. They're also protective. Mask is not necessarily protective.
Do sunglasses not protect your eyes the same way a mask would protect your face?
I think differently, yes.
Are
You're
you
wearing a
them
mask,
to
you're not.
hide, or are you wearing them to protect your eyes?
Ooh.
I am wearing them as a reminder.
Then it sounds like neither a mask nor a protection.
But
Sorry.
it could be a good sacrifice if he's wearing them to remember a lost lover or something of value to him. Or is it that you broke a promise? Hurt someone you didn't want to? Your worst day and choice.
I'm not thinking about whatever you're saying because you're up to some shit. And I don't want any part of it.
Up to what shit?
You just want to look into my eyes. Don't think I've forgotten about the other night. Besides, I have something I can sacrifice. And I take out my lighter. That was given to me by my best friend.
Yep.
Why not just open the door the way it was opened the first time? Exactly the same.
We only have 2 of the 3 offerings.
What was the third?
The remains of someone I held dear.
Shada. Unfortunately, I'm very much alive. Can't use me.
And I was never alive in any traditional sense of the word.
We now in the distance hear some sirens heading to the fucking arcade shop, just like faint, distant. Just acknowledging that that's still happening over there.
Unfortunately, I do not have anything of explicit value to me as a person on me. I could give a piece of my hair, blood.
Yeah, what was, how much, was it a lot of remains? Because blood might be just as well, perhaps?
And you care for me very much.
I don't believe we offered blood last time. It was just 2 bones.
It was the bones of the thing that you had cared for. And then
Wrapped
your
in
hair
an umbilical cord.
in a braid, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. But those were corresponding to specific symbols you chose, so you could choose something different this time if you wanted to.
Can I just say something really creeped out? I
Yeah.
literally have 1 piece of hair in a braid right now. And I
Chop it
just-
off,
Wanted.
quick.
I'm
Get the
just casually
scissors.
wearing.
She's a Padawan
Haunted.
learner.
Yep.
I can regurgitate Hansel onto the door.
Did you say that out loud?
Oh!
I don't know if I want to say that out loud.
Decide quick.
I will say instead of that, in what manner did you give the remains?
It was 2 bones bound together to form a cross that corresponds with the symbol here. And I reach out and kind of gesture at the area.
Whose bones were they?
My companion for a time.
I step away from Cora.
Fuck that, I'm out.
You may have seen the empty birdcage in my apartment.
A friend of yours?
It was, for a time. But there was need to get to a place where I couldn't go without a sacrifice. And I look at Gunnar. Seems that we've made similar decisions.
Seems that I am the only one who carries with him something he cared about.
And do we
Maybe
all have to do
Hansel
this? Sorry, go ahead.
can find himself useful after all.
What are you proposing?
I'm willing to try this. And when you are ready, show me where you want him.
Oh, God.
Now, does everyone have to give something, or only who is going through?
I guess our question for the narrator is, does everyone need to be included in this to be able to pass through?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's kind of, I remember Cora knowing that previously as well, and that's why she had Stalker give the boots. So, yeah, everyone's going to have to pick a symbol and leave something.
If they're going through, or just in general, everyone?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
I feel like rule of threes, I think 3 sacrifices, but I think the sacrifice can be combined. Like I'm looking at the 4 circles that are connected by a square.
Yeah.
I feel like multiple people could be involved in that one somehow. Maybe 4. Create some sort of like connection.
So when I ask you this in character, do I have to give something if I'm not going through?
I think the plan was to go through, but just don't go over.
But we think going through is going over.
Maybe. Okay, yep, then that's fine. Then that's
Yeah.
fair.
We thought, because she said when we went through the door. That
In the
was
moment we walk through the door, yeah.
Which is debatable on if it's the room with the coffins or the crypt itself. You don't know the difference.
Well, there is a door there and no door here, so. But so whatever your answer is, I will give or I will not.
Do you think it will get bored with hair? If a few of us give hair?
We can try it again. I think I would study the symbols, thinking about what Gunnar offered or was just talking about offering. And I think my eyes would gravitate to the ceremonial knife.
Yep.
Because he essentially just murdered something. ceremoniously with magic. So like half turn to him, make sure that he was seeing me, and then I would gesture towards the symbol that they can't see, but I guess touch it to make it light up.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's lit, I'll give him a nod, kind of step aside a little bit and say, I hope it's ready. Let's find out.
I want to walk over to where she touched. And I will also put my hand in that spot.
Nice. It will react to his touch, Cora. It lights up when you touch it.
It's responding to you.
And there are, I believe, you left 3 bowls. There were like 3 offering spots down below at the bottom, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, on the ground.
Yep.
I would kneel down and point towards the empty grass in his vision, but where I see one of the bowls. Place your offering here.
I want to make myself throw up. If
Okay.
I can do that,
Yep,
is it
totally.
still in me, or
You can totally do that. We don't have to RP this out. We're just going to
Okay,
say that it
okay.
happens because it's gross as hell and triggering for some people. So we're just going to...
vomit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hansel into the bowl.
Okay. We're going to say it's a little tiny piece. A little tiny, like a little bit of a finger. Just psh,
Maybe there's
I'm down.
something
Okay.
stuck in his teeth.
Goodness me.
yeah.
A middle finger lands upright in the bowl.
Okay, so
yep.
vomit is triggering, but eating a fucking disembodied hand is cool.
They're both.
Okay.
I mean, they're both triggering. It's
That's-
just
yeah,
a
no,
different
they're
kind
both,
of a
okay.
different kind of a thing.
And
All right, so
phobia.
I
Yeah.
burp up a finger bone in it,
Yep.
and I plop it into the bowl.
Yep, perfect.
There we go.
Appreciate
Finger
you.
bone soup.
Finger bone soup.
All right.
Does anything happen?
Well,
I believe it lights up a different color. This is like 9 months ago when we did the original, and I'm now terrified that I'm gonna fuck up some details, but I do believe there was some form of confirmation for you to go, yep, okay, this is an accepted offering, but obviously the door doesn't open until you do the other two. Yep.
Okay. Then yeah, I would stand and look to the others with like relief on my face. I think it's working. I think this will work.
I will pull out my sword. Shing! And it makes that sound. And I walk up to Constantine and I look him in the eye and gesture to his hair.
right. Now take a little bit, please, and from underneath, and I like pull out like a lock, like that's kind of underneath, and it's not very much. It's kind of like as little as I can make it while still having it be an actual amount of hair.
Yeah. Now, I'm probably pretty good with the sword, but I'd still like to roll, because this is using a sword
Yeah.
to try and cut a small amount of hair. So, like, if I get bad, do I take, like, a big
How
chunk?
blunt is your sword?
It's not blunt.
Then you have no problem with it.
Okay.
You're just gonna
All
take.
right,
You're just gonna
I'm-
take a fair bit, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I can't imagine that Stalker walks around with a sword that isn't like as sharp as a fucking katana. So you probably just, which can cleanly cut silk. So I just imagine you go, and there's.
I've kind of always imagined it as being a katana, to be honest.
Oh,
but-
there you go then. There
It's
you go.
1,000% a katana.
Yeah. So then
I
you just pull
drew
it up
it.
and you, and then it falls. Yeah, you're able to. If you mean you want to roll to try to just make sure you don't get too much of it, then yeah, we can do that. But I imagine
I
the
want to
second
roll to
you
see
touch
if
it,
I, like, give Give her like an give him an undercut.
How dare you?
Go for it. Difficulty.
I'm so for this.
50-50. Are we just gonna cross our fingers and see what happens?
Yeah, I don't think I think I'm being kind of careful, but not.
Yeah.
I don't.
You've never
this
cut
is
hair
something
before.
that I don't
Yeah,
care
for sure.
about, and I'd have no skill in cutting hair for sure. All right, let's see what happens there. I'm gonna go body.
Oh my God, I looked over and thought it was the 99, and I was like, yup, Constantine, you've lost your hair.
He's bald. An 80.
I think you lob off a bit more of a chunk than you had originally intended.
Fuss!
This will do fine. And I take the hair and I tie it to the hilt of the sword. And then I walk up to Esteban.
I hold up my hand and I just take off the cross necklace I have around my neck and I go, I'll give this.
Okay,
Although it would have got me out of wearing this wig for a while if you rode poorly, but I'll give these. Yeah, I hand it over.
Wie viel ist das? Wie schlimm? Cora, tell me, how bad is it?
How bad is it?
Don't look in the mirror. Just avoid it at all costs.
I think I would probably make a face and then like catch myself and maybe like reach out slowly and kind of like fluff the hair forward a little bit. Just it'll grow back. It's okay.
I feel it on my chin. Mein Gott.
They have these things called scrunchies. You're gonna love them.
Invented 250 years ago.
Scrunchito.
Scrunchito. I walk up to Moog.
What?
I gesture. Can I take some of your hair?
I don't care.
Well, he already put the lighter down, right?
Oh,
Well, I haven't yet, but that's what I'm going to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if he's
I got my own ticket, and I hold up the lighter, and
I turn
place
to Cora.
Perhaps it should be something different.
As in, use something different this time, other than my hair.
I could cut your hand.
Well, don't let him do it if his haircutting abilities are any indication. I'm gonna walk out of here with a clear off the shoulder.
I assure you, I am much more practiced in cutting flesh than hair.
Why am I not comforted?
What part of my flesh are you asking for?
Blood.
I think I would think about it for a minute. Based on the descriptions of the symbol, which one are you looking to offer to?
The 4 circles that make a square. Something from each of us.
Your sword, Constantine's hair, and 2 others? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
I don't know if blood will be enough. And I looked down at my hand. I think I want to pull off a fingernail and offer that.
You say that?
I think I look down and I will take fingernail
The worst. This is the
off
worst
of my
thing.
finger.
Yep.
And
I'd rather hear the vomiting.
and wince because it does freaking hurt.
Yeah.
But I hand the bloody fingernail to him to like tuck in the hair or whatever he.
Can I ask the symbolism behind that? Because I know you did it for a reason.
The 4 circles. I like the imagery of Stalker's sword being the connecting square.
Yeah.
And each circle being 1 token by each person.
Yeah.
But because they are separate circles in 4 different positions, I feel like they should be different things.
Yep.
So hair,
Interesting.
nail,
Yep.
and then I guess 2 others.
We.
Kind of like, okay, to further clarify.
That would be 5 people in.
Mhm.
So we do need something from Moog.
Yeah, Moog's gonna do the lighter, or supposedly was going to do the lighter.
Well, we need something from Moog for this.
Well,
or
you need-
something from.
We need 4 plus
You
the
need
sword.
3 symbols lit up to get in. And you
Yes.
need offerings from each of you, but you don't necessarily need offerings from each of you for each of the symbols. You just need you need 3 symbols lit. So Moog could do his lighter for one of the other symbols, and then you guys do this one, and then which one did Gunnar do? The knife, right?
Mhm,
Yep.
The knife symbol.
The knife, and it lit up. So you're now working on the final 2.
I understand that, but as it was just described by our magic user, we need 4 symbols connected by the sword. The sword
Well, I guess
represents the square.
The sword could be one of them,
The sword could be
arguably.
one of them.
Well, if you want to use my cross, it can be the shield. Which is the
Ooh.
forks.
Mhm.
At least I
Well-
think. And then you can use the lighter, the hair, the nail, the lighter, the hair, the nail, and then you need the other one.
And the sword.
3.
It also
Number
might not
4.
be the best form for me to give something in the same sacrifice as Cora, as we don't know how that's going to coalesce. If we were warned not to go into like the lucky rabbit together.
Well, yes. I'll take the fingernail and I'll use the hair to tie it to the hilt of the sword, and I'll tie the necklace to the hilt, and I'll ask for direction on where the symbol is.
Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. Let's try it. So once it's all prepared, I would gesture to the top right part of the stone. I would touch it to light up the symbol, and then look to him to touch it next.
I touch it.
And then kneel down again and point at where the bowl is on the other side.
I kneel down and gently place the sword.
Yeah, across the
In
bowl.
the bowl.
Okay, yeah, across the bowl. That's totally fine. Yeah. You can do that. It'll light up. So I'm clear in understanding that it is your sword plus the necklace plus the hair and the fingernail that are all connected here in this one offering for the square symbol.
Mhm,
Yep.
tied
okay.
together.
So that's 4 different things. Yes, you are correct. It lights up.
boy.
Yep. 1 symbol remains.
Yeah. I look to Moog.
Yes. I
What is it
grip
you
my
have?
lighter. I'm really gripping it firmly. Is it time?
need one more.
All right. Where?
Are you, and my gaze drifts to what he's gripping in his hand, offering your lighter?
Yes. I'm picking away. It's already been kind of picked at. It's been used by a visionary quite a bit, I would imagine. And I find a piece that's really about to come off, and I'm kind of picking at it, but also trying to put it back down. Distracting myself, maybe.
Is there a symbol that you'd like to offer to? Or would you like me to pick?
Perhaps the final one.
I thought the same.
Oh, my children, I'm so proud.
I go up to the wall and stoop down a little bit and touch the bottom right symbol of an infinity sign in a circle.
No, sorry, I meant the final one with that. Yes, the Orcish made it, not the final one. But no, not the infinity one. The one that Orcish didn't want to describe because it was too complicated.
Oh, well, then I'm not proud of you.
Okay.
I'm only proud of
then I will
Acorn.
do the infinity one then.
No, I'm kidding. Either one would work actually in this instance, but yeah.
I can see both. I can see both working. I also think that the infinity symbol is a cleaner meaning because fire is an infinite alchemical
Yes, yeah,
thing,
you're
and
right.
then also friendship is eternal and all that.
Friendship is forever, man. Remember, remember.
Forever until we end up on the other side of this doorway, and then all of a sudden Moog. Everyone looks at Moog like a steak dinner.
But we'll still be friends, even when you're dead.
Okay, I touch the symbol and move my hand away so he can as well.
Yeah. Moog, what do you do?
I look down at the lighter, and for the first time I flip it around, and I see it's a novelty lighter, and it says something about a pickle on it, but it's all kind of chipped off. And I smirk. See you soon, my friend. And I give it one last light. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it ablaze as I put it in the bowl.
The symbol lights up. And the door opens. Wow. The superimposed door opens for you.
Yes. Oh my god. I think they would see my reaction. I would gasp and kind of lean forward as if to go through the door. I don't know how. It's open. We can go through.
I walk up and I put my hand on the stone. Does my hand go through the stone?
Yeah, yep, you go right through it.
Well done.
Well done, all of us.
So, is this where we say goodbye? Or Esteban? Are you coming with?
Ooh, this is interesting. Cora,
Mm-hmm.
when you look down that hallway, you still see superimposed two different things. And do with that what you will.
Okay. Okay. then yeah, I would squint at the hallway beyond and turn to the others. I think if we do have to say goodbye, we can do so further in. Also, Esteban, don't you want to find out what's left in the crypt? If anything?
I do, as long as I can get back here. But I believe you if you say it. I hope you would not deceive us in this way. I trust you won't. And I take a step through the rock.
Yeah, you go right through.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Me too. I'm
Yep.
getting in there.
Does anybody not go through?
I'd
I'm
like to
waiting
do a
for Cora.
perception check.
Yep, go for it.
I want to see if anybody is watching us. I want to take a look around.
Oh, that's smart. Yep, go for
Hell
it.
yeah.
Go ahead and roll mind or body, either one.
I think for me it would be body.
Yep, sounds good.
What's the difficulty?
Let's do 30.
Uh-oh.
$83. Not even close.
I think you glance around. You feel the presence of something, but you always do when you go to a cemetery. So that's not unusual.
I would wait. I would be the last one. I'm staring at the others that are still with
Yep.
me.
Have you gone
Has-
through yet, Cora? I was just going to ask.
Yeah. So just Esteban and Constantine have gone so far?
Yep.
Okay.
Gunner also.
Oh, Gunnar went. Yep, the three of them
Gunnar.
went in. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I would go next. But before I did, I think I would look at Moog and kind of give him a understanding nod. I know what it's like to miss something. And the agony that waiting sometimes is. I just want you to know, I really do want to help you get back to your world, to your family, if I can.
And we will. And they will be safe. I have a plan.
Safety is an illusion.
You know what, Sanderson? That is the most Sanderson thing I think I've heard you say yet. And I don't think I care. Illusion or not. I'm going to do my best to make sure that they are taken care of. And nothing can hurt them. And then I turn around and I look at the world in front of me. And I yell, "Thank you, world of potential. Until the next time we meet." And I do a fancy bow. And then I walk backwards into the doorway. As I do.
He goes through.
I follow after him. Thinking to myself that Moog's wish to protect everyone, and that is the point. I think in my mind I would agree and think he's included in that. I think our mission here is to protect all of them, if we can. I go in.
You go in. Stalker, do you do anything before you enter in last? One last look around the graveyard?
Yes, I glance around, noticing nothing abnormal, and I step inside.
I think for us, the audience, we see nothing either in that graveyard. We just see them all step one by one into a stone wall and disappear into nothing. And we see the graveyard just not superimposed, just by itself. And then inside, Cora still sees two versions of this crypt kind of overlaid on top of each other. And Stalker, this is different completely to what you remember walking through. And you walk maybe down a small stretch of hallway first. There's really nothing here. There's no light in here either. So I don't know how you guys are seeing very well. I know that a lot of you are vampires, so you can see in low light, but does anybody have a light or anything? Because I know Moog gave up his lighter, unless he's gonna use his hand magic.
I can still see, though, in total darkness.
Yes, you can. But nobody else can. I
right.
mean,
I can.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Some
I
other
could in
people might be able to.
VTM,
Yeah.
And also, Stalker can now, right?
Yeah.
Or is that magical?
Oh,
With one
yes,
eye.
I have a,
Yep.
I have
you have
an
a magic eye. Yep. I'm just wondering if you guys have a light. That's all. If you don't, that's fine. You guys can walk around in darkness.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Okay. So you walk through the dark hallway. You're not walking long before you enter into a circular room where you can make out shadows standing in the darkness. Barely. There are very tall figures in here.
I'm sorry, what?
We all see this?
Mm-hmm.
What is the other version of what I see?
The whatever hallway was here originally, and when you guys went through, remember very specifically, you went through, there were some traps, but it was way too easy for you to get through there. That's not the case here. So you still see that hallway, but then where you're standing right now is a big cylindrical room.
I have 50% vision brightness now, from now on.
Oh, that's right. Then I think you can tell these are enormous statues that are in this room. There are 7 of them.
What do they look like?
I think you're going to need light to be able to actually investigate the statues. I know you guys have, vampiric eyeballs, but it's basically still like seeing, you can't see in complete and total darkness like 20/20 vision. I don't think. I think Moog you can see, but I can't imagine it's like daylight for you in the dark, is it? What does your sheet say?
It says I'll pull it up and
Yeah.
I did it.
When in doubt, read the description of the ability.
That's right.
That's how I know.
It is multifaceted, yes. It has the one objective of intimidation, but also it just says allows you to see in total darkness.
Yeah, so the way I always envision that is kind of like, in 5e where you've got dark vision, but it's not like you see as if it's, complete daylight. So you can see these statues as well. They're enormous. They're like 7 feet tall, probably, carved out of stone. But you are going to need some form of light to be able to get a better look at them. We'll say that Moog, maybe you can make out like one is hanging from the ceiling from an ankle.
I'm going to, I want to make fire then and make a light source.
Yeah, okay. So we just see as like Moog kind of twists his hand and a flame erupts from his palm and he kind of steps forward. And now all of you can kind of see these 7 stone statues that are here in this room.
I am also going to take that one fireball and make it into 2 for a double light source so we can see a bit more than that.
So what does that look like? So you make that first flame? Yeah, I don't want to take that from you.
I have the
Go
first
on.
flame in my hand, yes. And I palm it with both hands, almost like an American football. And then I rip it in half, and I have the 2 light sources, and I give it a little more magic to make them both the same size.
Okay. And so he's kind of lighting up, and you're keeping them in your palm?
Well, I don't think anyone else can use them, but... Oh, you know what? I've never tried this before. I want to... If there's one hanging from the ceiling, I want to have it go over there, just like illuminate that area.
You want the flame to fly separately from your hand?
Yes.
Yeah, roll for me.
Yes.
Difficulty 30. 34. So as you go to move the flame a little ways away from your hand, it kind of parts from you for a second and then comes back to your hand. It's almost like it's only got a certain amount of distance before it returns to you. However, when you do that, you do notice there are unlit like torches in the wall. Actually, they're not torches. It's just places where torches would be. So if you wanted to put your light there, you could. I think you know that you could do that. You could just have it. You need a place to put this. You can't just have it float around like it's an individual. You need a container. Yeah.
I like this though.
Yeah.
My brain. Okay, yes,
So
I am
you-
going to
yeah,
do that with a torch. I'm thinking of the first episode of B Team with the lights that never go out.
Yes.
How many torch places are
That's exactly
Yes.
what you're seeing. You're seeing like 7 or 8 around the wall, but like it's very clear that there were never meant to be any physical torches or light in here. Only magic light was ever supposed to go in here. So you are able to put your flame in there, and then it's going to stay lit. And he lights up the whole room.
with both of them? I tell them, I look at them and I say, "Go on, have your fun."
Yeah.
And they just hopscotch, or not hopscotch, leapfrog all the way around and lights it up.
So just so you know how your ability is working at this moment, he talks to them, but when you you are looking at the spot where it's going and moving your hand a little bit so that it knows where to go. And then you have to visually look from one spot to the other to make it jump.
I'm pointing with it as well.
Yep, perfect. Awesome.
Yes.
That works then.
Yes.
Yep. You just need a physical, not a somatic component, but you need a physical gesture that you're doing to get this magic to work at the moment. Okay. So he's doing that, and you also need to be looking, and so he lights up the whole room. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything fucking like this before. I don't know if any of you have encountered a vampire that can just, use flame and light up the room, but this is what Moog does. He just, he lights up the whole room in a matter of seconds with his fire from his hand.
And
Someone
his
asked if I
personality.
could. Someone asked if I could fight. I don't remember who it was, but this is your answer.
Right. So he lights up the whole room. And again, you see 7 statues. I'm going to go ahead and go through one by one, I suppose. The first one, I'm imagining the eyes will dart to the man hanging upside down. So you see a weather-worn man that hanging upside down from one ankle from a stone tree. And that stone tree goes up, carved into the ceiling. So you didn't notice it at first, but he is hanging from this tree branch. His other leg is bent slightly. One of his eyes in the statue is gouged out, like it's been chipped away. And a raven sits perched on each shoulder, and his mouth is open, howling or chanting, you do not know.
I want to try to recognize his face, or if it even has a face.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll for me.
Yes.
Mental.
Mental.
Yep.
Mind.
Difficulty 40? 45?
45. 2.
Okay. So here's the thing. I have to DM this to you because I don't want to spoil the rest of the puzzle, and I assume that you will do this on your own. for whatever reason. Yeah, I know, because I know that you were thinking that was something else, but it's a 2. So I can't not tell you what it actually is. So you can play with that a little bit if you want, and you can think what you were thinking originally, because that was the intention of the puzzle. But with that 2, at some point, you're going to be like, wait a minute. And then, yeah. But in terms of do you recognize, it's no one you actually know. Yeah. Okay. The next one, the next statue that you see is a great serpent that is mid-striking. Its body is adorned with feathers. So stone feathers are carved into this statue. It has one clawed hand that is stretching out and forward, offering something. And if you look closer, it seems to be a maize kernel. Its eyes are looking up, but its mouth is full of stars in this carving. In the third statue, you see a woman carved into much darker stone. She stands on the first step of a staircase descending downward. Her arms are bare, but her hand is braided with bones. Her eyes are closed, and vultures nest into the folds of her robes. The fourth statue is a tall, sleek figure with the head of a jackal. It stands with its arms crossed over a scroll. His eyes are not stone, they are obsidian. A feather and a heart sit on a scale before him, both slightly tilted. The fifth statue has a proud man carved in a dancing posture. Both hands are raised toward a storm cloud above him. He wears a crown of drums and holds a double-headed axe. Lightning scars are etched onto his chest. The sixth statue is a very young, relatively handsome man carved with ethereal grace. He holds a lyre in one hand and a torch in the other, and his face is cracked down the middle, leaking powdered gold that is present on the stone. It's not coming from the stone, it has been added. Clearly, it's not like it's actually magically coming out of the stone, but it's made to look like he's leaking gold. A withered laurel of crowns is on his head. And the seventh statue is further back in the dark. I need one of you to approach it.
I'll do it.
Your magic light.
Statues.
The magic light will not penetrate the statue. So one of you is going to have to approach it.
I'll definitely go back there then.
Okay.
I have an eye that penetrates magical darkness.
Yes, but it will not penetrate this statue, even using the magical light. This statue is covered in darkness, but you can tell that there's a figure there. You'll have to approach to use your eye on it if you want.
Oh, he can do it.
Okay. All right. Esteban. So partially collapsed in the back corner, far away from the rest of them. At first glance, it looks damaged or even unfinished. But the longer you look at it, especially with your background, the more deliberate it feels, like it was made this way. It is humanoid, but featureless. There's no face, no real distinction in the hands, just a smooth stone suggesting this humanoid body, but there is also a vague smile where its face is. The arms are raised, not in praise, but almost like it's mimicking one of the other statues. There is a single fingerprint that is too large to belong to a human, pressed into the center of the statue, or carved, rather, into the center of the statue's chest, and the feet are reversed, pointing behind it. Around its base, we have some faint symbols that have been etched in. But you don't recognize them.
So I wouldn't even know what kind of symbols or any reference to them, right?
No.
Okay.
And you don't recognize them at all.
I'll walk back to the middle of the room. I will describe it as best I can, which is exactly how you described it.
Yeah.
I sort of casually shift and then traipse over to the young, handsome lyre playing one. Well, clearly this one is for me. You see the gold? Right?
All right. I'm not going to argue.
You're
My
not?
ego doesn't need gold.
That's hardly an eco thing. Aber.
Gunner. This one's yours. I point to the one hanging.
Sure.
It's mine.
Which one of you, I'm going to say Stalker, because I know some of you have all had a moment in the dark here, and I know Stalker can see in the dark as well. So Stalker, as you're looking around at these statues, your eyes will eventually see a kind of like a stone slab sort of in the center of the room, although it's kind of it's small, so small compared to these 7-foot tall statues. It's easy to miss in the beginning, but you do notice that there does appear to be something there, whether it's kind of just an elevated looking like square or rectangular slab.
Where is that?
In the center of everything. Maybe,
Yeah,
closer to the back or something, yeah.
I approach it. Is there any symbols or carvings on it?
Not that you can see right now, but it does look like the top has a line underneath it, like it's like a lid.
This could be a container of some kind.
For what?
I look at him.
You look at him or it?
I look at him. I look at him when he asks the question.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Wager a guess. Your guess is tend to be correct. It's just sometimes we don't all listen. Fully.
I'm staring at my statue that I've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it all over, looking
Okay.
for any other details.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you will notice down at the bottom of the statue there are 4 kind of impressions in the statue. They're rectangular. Looks like something belongs in here that has been removed. And there's like a shorter one and then 3 longer ones underneath it.
I'm going to reach out and touch the statue.
Mhm.
I'm going to kind of like, pat my fingers through these divots, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, they're not
Just feel
necessarily
around.
divots. It looks like there's a plate or something that belongs here.
Okay.
There's an
Yeah, okay.
impression for something that should go here. Yeah.
And it was removed.
It's been removed.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you glance around
Okay.
at the other statues, they all have this. There's like
Okay.
one up top, and then there's a space, and then there's 3 underneath. So 3 small plates that need to be placed underneath.
I start looking for plates.
Yeah.
In the room, yeah.
You don't. I mean, maybe you'll see where Stalker is next to this thing, but other than that, there's nothing else in here.
Okay.
And there's clearly no other way out of this room.
There's no way out of this room.
Okay.
No. Unless you go back the way you came.
Yeah.
Gesture to Fireboy to bring me light, and I get down and start. I want to inspect the.
I've not done it yet.
container.
You've not used the magic word.
I don't care. I want to inspect the container for traps.
You don't see anything, but let's roll. Maybe you'll feel something.
Yeah. I would be using my body here. This is a skill that I've had used in the past. What would the difficulty be?
30.
44 doubles. I blow up and die.
No.
No, there's no fire near you. How are you going to blow up?
I think you reach out. How do you normally check for traps, actually, before I say you reach out?
Visually first.
Yeah, but you didn't see anything.
Right, so then I would gently start touching maybe parts of the box that might.
That's what I thought. Okay, so you reach out, but before you can even touch it, it hisses and opens for you. It is a container. I think you see green magical mist kind of that seeps out of this. It was trapped, but you have opened it and nothing else happens. But I think you know that it was trapped magically. But you've managed to open it. And when you look inside, there are a bunch of copper plates with words etched into them. There's just a pile of them there.
I believe I have just triggered a timer of sorts. But I think these have something to do with the statues, and I'll pull a few out and show them.
Yeah, okay. So
yes.
I'm just going to say one of the plates says the sky feathered his back. Another plate says Inanna. Another plate. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these in the Discord for you guys so that you can basically lay them out. But that's where we're going to end today's session. So that way you guys have some time to digest that, and then we can start next session with this puzzle.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm so excited you finally went back to the crypt. Yes. All right. Fucking what the fuck? Gunner.
Holy shit, what an episode.
Gunner
what the fuck,
ate Hansel.
Oh my
That
god.
was so
Fuck.
gnarly.
What's with you eating body parts, man?
Use his
Got it on
name.
his sheet. He's got it on his sheet.
He ate Kyle. Kyle.
He had a girlfriend.
He had a girlfriend.
That's just the merch for this show. It's just Kyle. He had a girlfriend. Oh God! All right, we're going off we're going
just
off
a
to
bloody
record
puddle.
the green room, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. And those of you who are supporters of Tablestory, we'll see you in like 20 minutes when we're done recording it and uploading it. Thank you for watching. Oh wait, I have a new show trailer. Hold on.
Oh yeah. What?
Yes!
A new show? When is that?
Oh, why don't you tell us? Because you would know, right?
Is it on April 1st?
For real? This
Is this
isn't
a
one of
joke?
those April Fool's things, is it, Orcish?
Well, I guess you'll have to show up and find out.
Guess you'll have to find out. Okay, I have the trailer. Are we ready? Do you have the thing on your Go XLR by chance, Orcish? The
No.
Okay.
I could put it on my Go XLR if you want.
It's okay. You would have hit it now, and then I would have gone to this. Yeah. But it sucks to be us.
Yeah.
In a world where one hero must fight every known god, a deranged demigod, and the entire corrupt empire itself. Sword and shield ready, and spellbook filled, our hero sets out to free this land from...
No, we're actually not doing that for this one. Sorry.
Manhattan, 2088. They put a chip in my brain. God damn it! Neurosyn Industries. They've taken everything from me. They're even trying to take me from me. I won't let them! No matter what it takes, I'll take them down. I'll take down every damn corpo in this godforsaken...
Nope. That's not what this show is either.
There is a darkness inside of me, clawing to get out. I sold my soul. At first I didn't even notice, but with every passing day, the demon takes more from me. The darkness spreading through me like a disease.
Trying not to make this show too dark, to be honest.
What is left of my world? This crumbling wasteland, filled with the undead. It's been 100 years since the calamity.
It's just normal D&D. That's all. Just normal, basic D&D. We've never really done just a normal homebrew sandbox D&D campaign. You're not fighting God, you're not teleporting to Manhattan, an all-powerful demon isn't chasing you, and it's not the end of the world. You're probably not even going to get to the main quest. It's just gonna be,
Side quest!
Oh, I'm feeling low again. They shed out to them. They don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. They shed out to them. They don't wanna let it go. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know how to treat me, no. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know.
He guides the tongue that cannot speak.
He guides the tongue that cannot speak. That sounds like Stalker to me.
That cannot speak.
Tongueless?
Wordless.
Didn't you cut out a tongue, Esteban?